Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm Kim, I run Rainy Day Rags. If you don't know me, I like to vlog and put out fashion videos and all that stuff. Today's video is going to be about trends for winter 2025. We have just gotten into January, the festive season kind of takes over. It's like fall and then festive season, and then we get into the heart of winter. So today I want to talk about specifically the trends we're going to see for the next few months, and to talk about how you might incorporate them into your closet or your outfits as you think about also what you might want to buy from the end of season sales that will be coming out. Really what we mean when we say trends is that they're just really popular right now. That doesn't mean that they ever actually go out of style. It's just, this is sort of what we see a lot of at the moment. So that's what I want to talk about today. The way that I like to think about these things is to break up trends into sort of elements. That makes it a little bit easier to look at your wardrobe and see, oh, I have that thing, or I have a piece of what's trending. So I talk about things like the categories I've broken these into in my head, which, you know, whatever. I have elements, I have aesthetics, I have silhouettes, and I have shoes, bags, and some jewelry things. So, elements, things like color, pattern, texture, that's what I mean. So the first trend I would talk about from that category is print. And if you hadn't guessed it already, the print of the season is most definitely leopard print. Animal print more generally, but leopard print is like the trending pattern, which is really funny considering how minimalist everything has been. We've all been about the beiges and the monochrome dressing and quiet luxury, and like all of those things are the old money aesthetic. I mean, I like the aesthetic, I just hate the name. So anyway, it's just kind of funny that we have chosen leopard print, or rather the fashion industry has chosen leopard print as the trending pattern. Now, personally, I love leopard print. I have a pair of Vince Camuto leopard print heels I bought in December that I love and have worn a couple of times now. I bought a pair of leopard print flats to replace an old pair that I wore out on my trip to Europe this last fall. I will also, those were $20 and they're great, so I will link them below. I'll link everything below if I can. I know that a lot of people are really afraid of animal print. I don't think that animal print is a neutral, especially cheetah. White jeans, a leopard print loafer, and a t-shirt, you're done. You've done the trend and it looks great and it's timeless and it's classic. But anyway, I love it in, like I said, smaller touches. Belts, shoes. I've seen some bags when I was in Vienna vintage shopping. I saw this insane Prada leopard print vintage bag, and oh my god, if I'd had the funds, I would love to get a really beautiful silk leopard print shirt, button-up shirt, and if I could find a coat. I was just watching Karen Britchick's video that she put out today, and she showed this. She was also doing a trends video, but she was showing this leopard print coat that is floor length and just amazing. So I would love to add more pieces of leopard print to my collection this year, so I'm very happy that it's here. Okay, colors this year, and I think they'll probably continue, but no one's going to be shocked by these either. Burgundy and brown, those are the colors of the winter. Obviously beiges and whites and blacks are always really popular, but everything and its brother right now is burgundy, which is a beautiful color. I think it's leaning a bit more towards the brown red, deep kind of brownish red burgundies, less a little bit the pinky red burgundies, if that makes sense. So maybe think of it as more warm tone than cool tone, but also brown, really chocolatey browns. People are really liking that. So less the beiges and the tans. I know we've been obsessed with camel for a long time. I introduced a lot of camel over the last few years, but these much richer colors are coming in. I have a burgundy coat that I bought from Cezanne last spring. Actually, I bought it on sale, and then burgundy was the color of the season this year, so I have been enjoying that coat immensely. Burgundy bags, burgundy shoes, chocolate bags. I think of the probably my favorite bag right now is the Andiamo in the fondant color, the brown fondant from Bottega. Oh, that bag is so good. I love that bag. I don't have any deep chocolate colored bags, but that's a thing that I would add to my wardrobe. So those are the colors, no shocker. And then the material. The material of this winter is suede, and I think you'll continue to see it strong all through 2025 because suede is a material that is really associated with sort of like boho, and it can be a year-round like material depending on how you wear it. Like I wouldn't wear a heavy suede coat in summer, obviously, but like a little suede bag or like a little pair of cute fringy boots or something like that, those suede things can be kind of year-round. And we'll get to it in just a second, but it plays well with the boho that is going to be. So so I would say suede right now. I don't actually own anything. No, I have a pair of boots in suede, and that's it. Because I live in Seattle, suede is a dangerous material. We're so wet, it's always raining. So I've veered away from suede. It's just not super wearable in the winter here. That said, I think for spring and fall, a nice lighter suede jacket or a coat or a suede shirt, shacket if you will, could really be great. So Saison today just dropped their lookbook for their 2025 core collection. It's got a beautiful kind of camel-y, dark camel brown suede. It's called the Will coat, or sorry, Will jacket. I think it looks, it's kind of really that shacket level of material / weight, and I think it looks fantastic. I loved how they styled it. I'll put it right here. That is a piece that I might look to pick up sometime this year. I think suede skirts. Oh no, I do. I own a suede mini skirt from Maurizio that I've had for a number of years. I love that skirt. I wear it all the time, spring, summer, fall, winter. It's a great skirt. So I love that. A suede mini skirt, a suede midi skirt, just like anything suede really is really very, very popular. And it's just a beautiful fabric. It feels great on your, it feels great to touch. It's very, like, it's got that cool color differentiation, I guess, when like the materials kind of move back and forth, you know what I mean? So I just think it's a really lovely material, and it's definitely here strong in 2025. It's gonna be like, I would say, the texture of the year probably. Moving on to aesthetics. All right, we'll start with boho because we kind of talked about it already. I forget her name immediately, but I will put it here. With the new creative director at Chloe coming in and sort of taking the industry by storm, boho is hugely popular again. People are so excited to have the retro boho Chloe back. Boho can be very colorful. Like the thing that's cool about boho is it plays to everyone's color palettes. Like it can be very, soft colors and like very monochrome in its own way, or it can be really loud and colorful. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what's cool about boho. Yeah, it's a great trend, and especially that like retro feel is back a bit too. So I think boho, I also think we'll start to see some nods towards retro dressing, like 70s, 60s mod. I'll touch on a little bit. Elements, not necessarily like full-blown trending, but I think there are elements of those style eras that are coming out again. So definitely keep your eye on boho, keep your eye on Chloe. Free People is a brand that's probably going to do really well right now. They're very much a boho aesthetic. Anything flowy dresses. If you like kind of more of the upscale stuff, I would say check out Doen as a brand. They do a lot of like that California coastal boho. That's really great. It's a little bit more like rustic farm girl, like really romantic farm girl. Actually, Doen is a great brand for this trend, both for boho and for the second one aesthetic that I think is going to be really popular, is this very like romantic very embellished, not very embellished, but like, yeah, very romantic, very feminine. So bows have been very popular. I kind of hate them, but that's me. It's not my aesthetic. It's absolutely not my aesthetic. That hyper feminine, no thank you. I like boho feminine because it brings a lot more like, yeah, it's a little bit different, but yeah, the super romantic feminine, no thank you. But romantic dressing, a little bit more embellishment, or a lot more embellishment. Ballet core really plays into this. There is still that strong, I mean, ballet core, I don't think it's ballet core so much as like a lot of ballet elements. Ballet flats are going to continue to be very popular, especially like the Mary Jane ballet combo. People seem to really like that. Again, I haven't been too drawn to it, but I have seen 1 or 2 ballet flats, especially the Fendi ones. I really like them. But yeah, Ferragamo definitely has some like ballet inspired stuff. So I think it's sort of that kind of romanticism, which again it kind of complements boho quite well, because again, boho can be a little bit more rustic and a little bit more like edgy, which I think is probably what the boho iteration we're gonna feel is, a bit more of that edgy boho. But it can also be super romantic. So I think that a lot of these pieces that fit into the boho category will also fit into the romantic category. Lots of big puffy sleeves, sheer. Sheer was on the runways a lot. We've done sheer a lot, and I think that is a nice transition into all these like more embellished, a lot of sheer flowing things. So yeah, that all is like a continuation. It all works well together. So yeah, romantic, ballet, and then the like athletic prep. I think this one will probably phase out a little bit more towards the end of the year, but I think prep is still quite strong this winter. The polos, everybody's still loving the polos. I think a lot more of like that casual dressing, a little bit more athletic gear. The trainers are still quite popular, although I like I said, I think that they're gonna finish this winter, and I think you'll see a little bit of people still wearing them next winter. But yeah, I think what we'll probably move into a little bit more is like a workman style thing. So I guess, I mean, maybe more active wear, or like working man's wear. So I would say, like, I've seen so many people excited about Carhartt. Like, Carhartt just did a collaboration with Sacai. If I had the money, I would totally buy that, because I love Sacai, and I have never owned Carhartt in my life, but I come from northern Wisconsin, so I have seen my share of Carhartt. And actually, like, it's really nice stuff. Like, Carhartt is good quality stuff, and it looks really cool juxtaposed to against some of these like more romantic flowy things, or some of these like really, like a Carhartt jacket with a sparkly skirt is so unexpected and so very cool. So yeah, we're gonna see like more of this like working man's gear, more active life, like kind of vibes. So yeah, we'll talk about a couple of the silhouettes that are in that aesthetic, but I think you'll see the transition from sort of the athletic prep, which is still very much a part of our current winter season, you know, 2024, 2025 winter. And I think you'll see a transition into more like utilitarian workwear, but the polo shirts have been great. And I think they'll be popular through like spring, summer. I think we still have a little bit of this athletic prep vibe going on through the first half of the year, at least. Okay, silhouettes, specific like pieces or articles of clothing, shapes, right? The first thing I noticed, which I think is gonna gain steam, but is kind of popular, is the sort of shift dress. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the tucked in and then flared out shape. Like it's a little bit more of the like mod 60s shaft or sheath dress, however you want to think about it. Not that there's no shape to it, but I think it's a little less form-fitting to the body and a little bit more tailored. And you can go more in like that swing dress style or a pinafore style, or you can go a little bit more of like a a little bit of an A-line, but not a big A-line, you know what I mean? So I think these they feel very 60s to me, 60s and 70s, like I said. And I think especially, I just ordered one in tweed. I snuck it in before my no-buy January. So I'm excited for that to come. I know the Prada pinafore dress was really popular for a little while, a couple of years back. I think that's a really nice aesthetic that will play well this winter, the spring, the summer. Hopefully it'll pick up steam for next winter, because I personally would love to see it. I love a tweed little shaft dress. I've seen it said so many different ways. I think that's gonna be really popular. Leather midi skirt. The leather skirt in general, but particularly in the mid-length. This was definitely very popular going into fall. It will continue to be popular. I think it will be popular in pencil skirt form, in more of like a straight leather skirt form, in an A-line skirt form. I don't think it, pick your silhouette, but I think specifically leather midi. What else? Oh my God, this one I'm really not excited for. It's been coming back. I think it's been slowly working its way in, and I sort of hope it doesn't rise to the tippy top, because I don't like it. And it's bubble hems. I think Miu Miu has done some bubble hems. I could see it being really popular with that like romantic aesthetic, or the boho aesthetic. I had a mini dress from Banana Republic like 15 years ago that was like a little strapless sweetheart neck bubble A-line dress. Not A-line, it was almost like a shaft dress, but it had like a bit of an A-line, so maybe more of a swing dress, and it had a bubble hem. It's a choice. You can totally make it for you if you want to. And I bet there are people who it will look great on, but it's really not for me. Not excited about it. The one I am excited about, and already have been loving for like well over a year now, and want to get like another pair of, a more exaggerated pair, is the barrel leg jean, or the horseshoe jean, whatever you want to call it. I have a pair of frame denim jeans that I wear all the time. They have a very slight barrel leg, and they kind of come right to my ankle, right above my ankle. I love them. I think they're fantastic. I wear them all the time, especially with an ankle boot. So you just kind of, the boot goes up into the bottom of the jean and it just looks great. I love that aesthetic. It's very me. And I don't know. I know that some people feel really uncomfortable with it. Like they don't feel like it looks great, but it does. It really, really does. And I'm also very tall, so I think that helps. And I do think it's best with a bit of a heel. I think you really want to have like a long leg silhouette when you do the barrel leg, because otherwise it looks, like a little short squat barrel isn't so cute, but like an elongated barrel shape. I think that's the key. I don't know that the barrel leg is here for a long time, as in like, I don't think that in a year and a half from now, people are gonna be like, the barrel leg jean. I would say that denim trends are kind of all over the place. In reading around and like looking around, I also saw a bunch of people saying that the puddle wide leg pant, and by that they mean like where it's so long it like puddles around your, is really popular. Again, I live in Seattle. It's wildly impractical for me and my life, and having grown up in the Midwest, I will also say it's wildly impractical. That is a summer trend. I don't know who thinks it's a good idea for winter, but I saw a bunch of people being like, it's gonna be really popular this winter. In San Diego, sure. In Texas, maybe, but not up here. What we are going for up here, and which I also really like, is a straight leg pant. There was a full-on rejection of skinny. We like moved away from skinny real hard, and we went all this way, and I love wide legs. I wear them all the time, especially in summer. I live in a wide leg pant, and always probably have. But I do think in winter, especially for practicality, in cold climates and wet climates, it makes no sense to walk around in a pair of dragging wide leg pants. You need something you can tuck into your boot, or something that sits close around your boot, the boot can kind of tuck into, and then, because you need to create a seal so you don't get super cold, so that you aren't I mean, if your pants get wet all the time, they get destroyed on the bottom. It's gross. Like, it's not cute. I lived through it in junior high and high school with the attached extra stuff on the bottom with the safety pins, and I like trudged through the spring mud in them, and they were gross and they were wet and they didn't feel good, and yeah. So we're not gonna go full skinny like when I was in college and we were all wearing super tight skin tight skinny jeans, which really were more like leggings. But I do think we're gonna see a bit more of that slim leg, straight leg. Like I said, the denim trends are freaking all over the place. Everything goes. Pick one, you'll enjoy it. Two jacket styles that are going to be quite popular. One is really popular right now, and that's the barn jacket. I talked a little bit about like the Carhartt utility jacket. The barn jacket is really, really popular. Again, some great ones from Saison. Miu Miu did it. A bunch of brands have jumped on. Berber and Burberry obviously always have them and are excellent brands for that. So lots of options there, but that's that, again, it's kind of that like utilitarian, like workman's wear vibe. That's kind of, I think we're gonna see increasing. Barn jacket I haven't gravitated towards so much, but I can definitely see myself enjoying it. Another last call out I will say, and I think this is going to be more end of winter into spring and will probably be quite popular, is the cropped trench coat. I love a trench. I love a classic trench. I have a great classic trench, but I am seeing more and more cropped length trenches pop up, and I think that'll be like a great transition winter to spring kind of jacket. So keep your eyes open for those because they will be trending. Okay, shoes. The over the knee boot. It is, especially in suede, especially in suede, it's super boho, it's super romantic, it's very practical in cold climates when having like, it's basically like wearing pants. You know what I mean? It's like an extra layer of pants. And it lets you wear those shorter dresses or flowier dresses and feel kind of a little bit more covered and protected, which I think is great in the winter months. You can wear them with shorts, and I think that's cool too. Yeah, so over the knee boots, specifically suede, both heeled and flat, works great for pretty much all of the aesthetics we've talked about. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's been happening. We all knew it was coming. It's here, it's been here, no surprise. The loafer, I love a loafer. I love loafers. I love chunky loafers. I love not chunky loafers. Loafers, can't go wrong. We aren't seeing quite the chunky like lug sole that was so popular with the Prada ones, although Gucci has put out the platform loafer. I think it's hideous. I'm already tall. I don't really feel the need to wear like extra platform. I don't love a wedge either. Like, it's just not me. But if it's you, then the wedge or the platform loafer from Gucci and styles like that probably gonna be really popular. Really what I think will be popular is about a lot more of that like sleek kind of low profile loafer. So think Tod's. Tod's has excellent loafers. So Saison has a bunch that they just put out. Like literally anybody is going to be doing a loafer, and like a loafer slide style as well. Tasseled loafers, little bits of embellishment. Yeah, I love the loafer. It works great. Also boat shoes. Mary Jane's and ballet flats, and very specifically the combination of the two, continue to be excessively popular. I haven't seen a ton of ballet shoes that I like. There's a few. There's like a couple of more square-toed ones that I really liked. But yeah, the ballet flat is going to continue to be super popular, and the straps over the top of your foot. I don't like the 3 straps. I think that's just like excessive. I don't mind 1, maybe 2, and then proper Mary Jane's, but like in a more almost like a slingback style. I think I saw a pair that recently that was kind of a bit more of a Mary Jane slingback. Thought that was kind of cool. Low profile heel, nothing too high. I think, yeah, those are going to be quite popular, are popular, will continue to be popular. I might break down and buy something if something really appeals to me. And then the working boot. I think that this is, so let me think about this. Today I was wearing my riding boot. That's a very equestrian aesthetic, and I'm not talking about that kind of boot, but it isn't super, you know, suctioned onto my leg. It's got more room and give. So I think boots that are more in the style of a moto boot or a fisherman's boot or a rain boot, or just like that kind of like working pull on kind of straight shaft boot. And I think that is part of that boho vibe as well as like the Carhartt workwear kind of vibes. Like I said, the boho is bringing in a bit more of an edgy boho, pairs really nicely with that more like workman's wear style. So, you know, the juxtaposition of kind of like a rough and tumble Carhartt boot with like big pull-on boot with a flowy dress. Yeah, I think that'll happen. Okay, moving on to bags. I love a big bag, and lucky me, we have all of the big bags. Big bags are back, and I think it's because we're all out and about again doing all sorts of things. Like a lot of people have to go back to the office now. We're all back out to our gym classes. We're living our lives out of our house a bit more than we were previously, and the big bag is just practical. So I'm not surprised to see it come back. The Row Margot bag, obviously the Coach bag that went really super viral a few months ago. Prada has brought out, so everybody has brought out their version of this. Also the Neverfull is back. Got the Ferragamo Hug bag in the big style. Yeah, all of them are back. Big bags. Oh yeah, the Andiamo, the big version of the Andiamo, gorgeous bag. I love that bag. The East-West bag as well. If you're gonna go for something a little bit more of like a top handle or a shoulder bag, people are really loving that East-West. Again, the Andiamo East-West, I'm obsessed. I love that bag. The Lateca, the Alaya like East-West bag that everybody's obsessed with. Like if you're gonna go for a smaller bag, then that is a great one. I think the Ferragamo Hug has also done quite well. I saw the Ferragamo Soft Hug, which is a bit more of a clutch style. It's East-West. I think that's cool. Some of the pencil cases that are coming out, you know, style bags, are East-West. So that's gonna be really cool. You're either going really big, either way, like they're kind of going for an elongated shape. Not so much the up and down. We're not going for north-south, we're going for east-west. So elongated shapes in all heights and sizes, but yeah, really that rectangular structure in whatever size you want it to be is popular. I already talked about Suede. Suede bags pretty much in any style, but especially the Suede Hobo bag. Hugely popular. I think that is one of the most popular ways to incorporate suede. I think especially if you get it in the right color, it will be a nice transition through. Like I could see some really beautiful suede bags happening this summer. And they're great right now too, like a burgundy suede or a fawn brown suede, or a good, beautiful, like deep green suede bag would be lovely. I also love a pop of color, like, so I would go for a really good, like mustardy yellow or a good cobalt blue. I love those. And those are fun year round, I think. So the Suede Hobo, belt bags, sorry, not belt bags, belted bags, not to be confused with belt bags. So what I mean by belted is they have a belting detail on them versus a belt bag, which is something you wear around your waist, like a bum bag or a fanny pack. Pick your way of describing it, but belted bags. So they have belting detail. I mean, like the Birkins and the Kellys have those little like handles, if you were, like a belting detail. Prada just put out their own version of a belt bag where the belt runs around the top. I think of Boy, B-O-Y-Y, boy bags, which I have always really liked. That's like a huge part of what they have. They have this like belt detail around them. Celine has a belt bag. I've seen a belt bag at Burberry for a number of years. So I think that belting detail on a bag, like the Andiamo, again, the Andiamo has not really a belt, but it's like that piece that goes around it that then has the like tie closure at the front. That's sort of a belting style. The Ferragamo Hug bag has those two little belt details that don't actually meet, but it looks like it's hugging it. That I would consider a belting detail. Like the belting detail on a bag is super popular. I think you'll continue to see it. It is a nice detail. I like it, and it can be quite functional. All right, and then we're coming to the end. Jewelry. Two things I think here. and they again play really well with all of the different aesthetics that we've talked about. Jewelry that is a bit more statement-y. I think we've been seeing this for a little while, but I think especially with like the whole bag charm trend that's been happening, I think that with all of that kind of personalization and also sort of this like needing to find some new entry-level ways of entering into a brand, I think that jewelry could be one of those things that does it. So I think you'll see people making a lot more like bold decisions with jewelry. It's a really good way to add interest to a more basic minimalist outfit, and it's definitely a core part of dressing in that more bohemian way. So I think don't be surprised to see, and I think we sort of saw it a season or two ago, is like really statement-y earrings, like more colorful things, more ornate things, more playful things, I think, as well. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with jewelry because it's generally a very accessible price point. It's really easy to swap in and out, and it's very easy to customize things. There's a lot of options there. So, oh, that battery died too. Okay, the last one for jewelry and the last trend I'm going to talk about is mixing metals. So I think that you're going to see a lot more of like gold and silver and rose, like it's going to be a lot more mixed together. That isn't necessarily new. I think people have done that for a long time. It's just going to be a bit more free flowing. So I do think that pieces that incorporate more silver and gold mixed together are going to be pretty popular. And I really like that because I struggle to mix my metals, but I would really like to. So I think that's one of the trends that I'll be really excited to see a lot more inspiration for, see how other people do it, and try and like teach myself that skill and like learn to do it a little bit more myself. Anyway, so those are a lot of my thoughts on trends specifically for winter, the few winter months we have ahead. Some thoughts in there on spring, summer, and throughout the rest of the year, but I'm planning on doing a dedicated like spring, summer fashion video. Yeah, and so I'll be trying to like hit on some of the really top trends each quarter as we go into the new season. So something to look forward to. If you like what you saw or heard, or if you have thoughts, or if you'd like to come back at me and like throw shade because I don't like bag charms, feel free to. Comments are open below. You can subscribe, click the notification bell, all that jazz. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you next time. See ya.